Yeah, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you taking this call, man. I appreciate it, man.
Of course, man.
Yeah,
Talk to me nice.
yeah. I followed your Instagram probably like I want to say a month ago. Just been following you, seeing your stories. Just every day. You're posting something. Positive. It kind of got me motivated because, um, you know, I was kind of taking a little break off of my class because I'm in my real estate class. I'm about halfway done the course right now.
All right.
And you just kind of motivate me to let me get to it. You feel me? I seen your video, and I'm like, let me get to it, man. I like stop playing around. You feel me?
Yeah, I feel you, bro. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna start.
How's the class going?
Oh, it's going pretty good. I did it online. I don't know if you know about Aceable Agent. This is one of the choices that you got. So I chose that for Atlanta, Georgia, and it's going pretty good. It's an interactive class. It's smooth. It's like 27 chapters. After each chapter, you take the chapter test. It's pretty simple. So I'm getting through that. I should be done that within the next month. I should be.
Oh, dope.
Yeah. So I'm gonna start by introducing myself. My name is Sedee Keita. From Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. My parents are from Guinea. They were both born and raised in Guinea. They came over here in 1994, had me at 1996 in Philly. And then I moved over to Delaware around fifth grade and then moved back to Philadelphia 10th grade and started going to boarding school to play basketball. So I've been playing basketball ever since ninth grade. I started playing basketball. So I went to South Carolina my freshman year. And then I went to St. John's, which is actually in New York. I don't know if you probably know about University of St. John's. I went there 2 years ago. Now I'm at FIU in Miami. So I graduate in this semester coming up in 3 months with my bachelor's in liberal studies, business and law. And so you tell me about yourself a little bit, man.
Well, born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. Never really traveled. I've always just been working.
Kind of froze up.
Yeah, I always thought everybody, growing up, they would give you like the same 5 choices, right? Be a doctor, be a firefighter, a cop, or something like that, or whatever. But you never really understood outside of that. And once real estate ran across my brain, it was like, you know what? That's what I want to do. You feel me? I rapped. I used to be a rapper.
Hey, I feel that, man. I feel that, man. I definitely feel that.
I used to be a rapper. I used to be an artist, like actual drawing things like that.
Okay.
So I tried my hands in a lot of different things. I own a clothing brand. So I'm a little bit all over the place. But real estate is like my thing.
Yeah. So like I just want to ask, how did you get into real estate? Like, what was that day when you were like, this is something that, excites me, or I'm interested in this. This is something I want to do. When was that?
So that's a great question. So I was working in Bloomingdale's.
Okay.
And a female colleague of mine used to always talk here and there and things like that. And then she came to me one day and was like, oh, I'm just so tired. Her name was Rose. And she's just like, Chris, I'm tired. She's like, oh, I'm going to school. So I'm like, school for what? She was taking a real estate course. So I was like, oh, that's dope. That's something I've always wanted to do. And she said, well, you should do it. The next day I went and signed up.
Just like that.
Just like that. That one conversation just sparked it in my mind to go.
Okay. So how was the course? How was it for you? Like, did you go in person? Because sometimes you went in person.
Yeah, like I gotta be in the environment. Like I'm not good with the online thing and things like that. Like I gotta be in the environment. It was grueling because at that time I was working 2 jobs. I was at Planet Fitness overnight as well as Bloomingdale's.
Yeah.
So, you know, in real estate, you could like choose your courses. You could go course 1 today, course 17 tomorrow, course 12 the next day.
Yeah.
Things like that, depending on the schedule.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be days where I didn't sleep for 24 hours because I got to take this course, and overnight I Planet Fitness and things like that. So I was like a zombie in the in the class.
I can imagine that, man. I feel you.
Yeah, I was a zombie in the class. I passed the test, the school test, and I think I was the only person in the school test to pass the school test, like in my class.
Oh, you're the only one.
Yeah, I was the only one. I was the only person that walked out with my certificate.
Hey, that's big time.
Yeah, but it was weird because everybody else was like, "Yo, I think the test was rigged and nobody passed it." And here I come with my paper.
Nah. I heard the test is pretty hard. Like I heard some people, you know, some agents I spoke to, you know, they say it took 5 tests. They had to take 5 times. You know,
that's probably the state test.
Yeah, the state test. Oh, you're not even. Oh, they weren't passing the course.
It wasn't passing it wasn't passing.
Oh,
There's
okay.
2 tests you got to take.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I did it. Yeah, the first. I'm expecting them to pass that. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, that I was the state test. I failed the first time.
Yeah, the state test is when that's when I was like, yeah, it's hard.
It kicked my ass. I failed the first time, and I was like, oh my God, I don't know if I want to do this anymore.
Yeah, I feel you.
For me and things like that, it was crazy. So I was just like, but I passed the second time.
Okay, that's what's up, man. Because I always ask about, like how many times did it take you to pass a test?
Mm-hmm.
How hard was the test? So that's just something.
The test isn't hard if you. The test isn't hard if you paid attention. Well, you're going to a different state, but the test isn't hard if you paid attention. With me, I never studied like throughout school. Like I was just always the person to just I understand it and just take the test and pass with flying colors. So I took that same approach with this, and it kicked my ass.
I feel you.
But, on the second go around, I had to like really study, and then that's when I passed the second time.
Yeah, that's something I'm trying to make sure. When I'm taking my online course, I take notes for everything. Just to have it to run it down. When it's time to take the test, because I know I want to be able to pass it the first time. Hopefully, the first or second time. I don't want to, because I know if you don't study it, the stuff. Just each chapter, on the course I'm taking online, each chapter you got to take a test to pass to the next chapter. So if you don't pay attention, and you're just clicking through, you're not gonna pass that test.
That's when I pass, you got to do it all over.
Yeah, So I just make sure I got to get this right because I know how the state test is gonna be. But what were some of the other things that you were doing? I know you were working a lot, but what were some of the other stuff you were doing? To get like more knowledge as far as real estate, other than the class, just taking the class, or were you just focused on just taking the class, or there was other things that you were doing, like
to prepare myself for real estate?
Yeah, to prepare yourself, pretty much, yeah. Mm-hmm.
A lot of YouTube videos, honestly, a lot of YouTube videos. I'm from the slums, so there's not a lot of people around me that's like successful, especially like in real estate or like entrepreneurial fields, unless you want to talk about selling drugs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it was never really anybody I could speak to. My colleague Rose, she was going to be a realtor in Jersey.
Okay.
But I actually passed my test and got my license before she did, and she had a head start on me. So I couldn't really talk to her about it because I was already ahead of her. So it was really just a bunch of YouTube videos and things like that.
Okay.
Thank you, Chris. It was just really a bunch of YouTube videos, but that didn't really prepare me for much. It allowed me to see that other people go through things and good ways to lead generate, but it didn't really prepare me for the reality of real estate, looking at $1 Million Listing and Ryan Serhant videos and things like that. It gives you like a false sense of what real estate really is until you're like really engulfed in the business.
For sure. I feel you. That's some of the stuff I do too. I watch a bunch of YouTube videos. all day, just trying to find, whoever to watch, just learn.
It's helpful though. They're helpful. Like I've interviewed a lot of my idols, Chasten J. Miles. I just did Brian Casella, Ricky Caruth, Kania Crespo, and I have a few others coming up. So it's helpful, but you eat the fish and spit out the bones. So it's like they give you the scripts to cold call. They do this. You really gotta take it, internalize it, and be serious with it. Is the YouTube videos are really only as good as you.
Mm-hmm. For sure. So next question I had is like, how did you find the right brokerage? Because I know when you got your license, you probably got few offers, from different brokerages, and you didn't know. How did you know this is the right one to choose?
You never know at first, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Because you've never been in the business before. So you never really know, okay, this is the right brokerage for me, so on and so forth. What I can say is once you get your license, interview as many brokerages as possible. So okay, this is the culture for me. Like you got to make sure that you're going to, right? So you got to make sure you're comfortable. You need to know, how does the brokerage market agents? How's the training in that brokerage? How often do they train their agents? Besides the commission split, because you could get 100% of commission, but if you don't know nothing, 100% of zero is zero.
Yeah.
So I always say, like, the commission comes last because the money's going to come with the hard work. No hard work goes unpaid.
Yeah.
So it's really about the training. It's really about the marketing. You still have to market yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You still got to go out and read the books and read and watch the YouTube videos and experience things like that. But it's really about, what does the brokerage have to offer outside of the commission? You still want a good commission split, but it's mostly the training and the marketing.
Okay.
That's what made me choose.
Okay. So like, as far as your broker is, so let's just walk it through and say your first day in the office, or your first day, whatever. Was there? Did you get an assigned mentor? Did you have somebody there not holding your hand, or did you have proper guidance as far as, okay, or you were just left alone, or what I mean? Like, did you walk in as far as there was some set up for you, meetings or whatever, individual meetings with somebody like a mentor, basically?
All right, that's a great question. So with my experience, I had a mentor. His name was Calvin Thomas.
Okay.
Right? It wasn't day one. It was possibly like second, third week or something like that.
Okay.
Of me consistently coming to the office, to be able to see. Nobody wants to waste their time.
For sure. Yeah.
Right? Even when you have a mentor, they're active more than likely. Mm-hmm. So they have their own things to worry about. They have their own business and things like that to run. So taking time out of that to mentor you, you got to be serious.
Mm-hmm.
See you. So Calvin Thomas taught me a lot of what I know. I really attribute, he's not with the company anymore, but I really attribute a lot of my knowledge and success strategies to him. Now, is that everybody's case? No. Mm-hmm. Not everybody gets assigned a mentor. Not for the most part, you get your license, you're on your own, figure it out for yourself.
Pretty much. Yep.
The failure rate in New York State pre-COVID was 88%, right? Which means almost 9 out of every 10 agents that get into the business fall out within the first 2 years. That could be due to training. That can be due to, lack of integrity, lack of wanting to go to the office. It could be attributed to a lot of it. A lot of it is like the training and the mentorship. Yeah. Agents don't know what the hell to do. Mm-hmm. So it really depends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that's one of the things that I always think about, because I'm just starting out. I started getting real estate, I want to say this time last year, when I start getting a little interested in real estate. I started, just looking up. This is probably January, February this year. I'm starting looking at YouTube videos, just watching things, just trying to figure out, what it's all about. And the first thing that I jumped into was wholesaling, because everybody hears, oh, you don't need a license. This is, you don't need to get your license to jump into wholesale, So I'm looking at a whole bunch of wholesaling videos to start off, and I just realized, okay, that probably getting my license probably was, the better choice, just because, with the wholesaling, you got to make of course you always got a cold call, but thinking of it as a newbie is kind of frightening, going into, trying to say you're going to just go into wholesale and cold call people, random people that don't know you and probably won't trust you with their home, You know what I'm saying? So that's something I was looking at first. I was looking at wholesaling, and then I jumped into what I want to dive into is actually just rentals. And that's why I found your page. I was looking at a whole bunch of trying to find real estate agents in New York, because I was in New York. There's a whole bunch of apartments over there. Most of the, it might be, there's a lot of houses, but in the inner cities, a whole bunch of apartments. And a lot of people rent over there. Not a lot of people own. So that's why I kind of found you. So that's what I'm trying to specialize in. So I just wanted to know, what are you specializing in as far as in real estate? Because people think that they just hear real estate as real estate, but there's a whole bunch of different
categories.
There's a ton of categories you could be in, So I just wanted to ask you what are you specializing in, and basically what do you do?
Sure. So my specialization in real estate is I work on the sales side of things for the most part. If it comes across my desk to help somebody with a rental, like either rent their apartment, find a rental, then I'll do it. But more so, I like dealing on the listing side of things. Reason being is because it's more expensive on the listing side of things, because you have to market it, the pictures, and depending on how you want your brand to be, you want your pictures a certain way, you have to make sure you look a certain way all the time. So it goes marketing, the listing, marketing yourself, putting on different platforms. That's expensive. Yeah. However, you have a lot more control of your time.
Yeah.
A lot more control of your time. You're dealing with buyers. There's a saying in real estate that buyers are liars, right?
Okay.
Because
for sure, I hear that.
Yeah. So they'll have you run around the city for months and years possibly, and then just walk away and go. So they're the least expensive, because all you have to do is show them properties, and possibly the easiest to deal with, because there's really no expectation there. You just got to negotiate them the best price on their behalf. Once you find a property, it's okay, I like this one. You're really rolling the dice. But I can deal with 10 sellers in a week and still have a bunch of time. 10 buyers will drive me up the wall.
Yeah.
You'll never be home.
Yeah.
You'll never be home. You'll never you'll be scouring the MLS and things like that all day, all night. And you'll just never have time for yourself, for your family. Now, as far as rentals are concerned, and a lot of agents don't really like rentals. Reason, again, buyers are liars. Same thing with renters. Renters are just a lower cost buyer. And there's no agreement that I know of that binds that renter to you. So now you can show somebody 10 apartments, 15 apartments, and then they just go ghost and go rent to somebody else that showed them one apartment. It's, so a lot of people don't really like dealing with renters.
For sure.
It's a lot of time, a lot of risk for a very low reward.
Yeah, for sure. And everybody always tells me that. Everybody always tells me, but the way I'm looking at it is, I'm not looking for a big, you feel me, the jackpot right now. So I just want to start low. I want to start basic with rentals. As far as, and I'm getting my license in Atlanta, and my plan is to go to Atlanta and basically help college students around that Atlanta area. find apartments close to campus, especially with everything going on with COVID. People are not going to want to live in dorms. Nobody's going to be looking, to live in dorms. And I'm a college student right now. And as a sophomore, I remember I was in St. John's and I was looking for an off-campus place, and I had no idea what to do. Like, no clue. I didn't know how to find a spot, and I didn't know if I was going to get a bad deal, any of that. And I had somebody come help me. And that's really when I first kind of got the, the idea. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. How he helped me. It was pretty simple. Dude found me 3 apartments, good prices, 3 appointments, went to the appointments, picked one. That was it. Pretty simple. So I just kind of feel like, that's where I should start. And I just wanted to ask you, so like, as far as, I just want to know like a step by step, what your day looks like as far as first thing when you walk into the office.
Okay, first thing when I walk into the office. All right. So when I come in the office, I have the setup to my office is the front is like all the way down this way, right? So I actually chose to have my desk the furthest away from the door. Reason being is I might be missing out on opportunities for walk-ins. Well, there's a door in front of me, but I might be missing out on opportunities for walk-ins, but it also helps me focus on my business more. So that other agents are up there. So, when they're not doing anything, they're talking. I don't really want to get too involved in the talking. I'd rather do a lot of the working.
Yeah.
So, I walk through, I say hi to everybody. I make sure my desk and everything like that is situated. And I have a calendar of my thing, whatever, right? Okay. It's going to show up backwards in the thing, but excuses. And I time block. So I'll be here at 10 o'clock in the morning. And from then, I know Mondays, my follow-up Mondays. So I'll follow up with everybody that I'm working with, buyers, renters, sellers, past clients. That's dedicated to Monday. So when I come in, I'll probably get a drink of my hot chocolate or my tea or whatever, and then I'll get straight to work from there. Tuesdays through Fridays is my prospecting days. So that's me going over my scripts. That's me. 1 second.
You go.
Sorry about that. I had to mute that real fast. So that's me going over my scripts. That's me role playing with myself and things like that. Hour. After that, I log into where I get my leads from and just start cold calling for about 2 hours.
Okay.
Saturday is my review my business day. So I sit back, look at all my goals, and I say, okay, how did I do this past week as far as how many cold calls did I do? How many conversations did I have? How many listing appointments did I go on? How many listings did I sign? How many things closed this week? So that's what I do on Saturdays. Sundays is kind of my rest day, but I still stay in the office and just get ready for Monday.
Okay. For sure. Okay. Yeah, I always wanted to, I always want to get an idea of what somebody else's schedule is like, or how, somebody else plans their day, because it's always important, to plan every day and, know what you're doing that day, because, you wake up in the morning, you ain't got a plan. The days just don't go by like that. And you just, you're not going to get nothing done.
If you fail to plan, then you plan to fail, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So my schedule.
Oh, shoot. Hello?
No, but that's how my day goes.
Hello? Yeah, it cut off for a second.
All right. You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. It had cut off for a second.
That's cool. I say, typically my day starts, my week is made, my schedule is made like a week in advance. So if I have like little gaps in between my days and stuff like that, then that's when I'll start adding things there. But otherwise than that, I already know what I'm going to do.
Yeah, that's what's up. So what is the process like when you get when you get a listing, you get a listing, you get a listing, what's your next steps? what's your next steps after that? You get that listing. What's your next steps?
Celebrate. Yeah. All
Feel
right.
you.
So well, right. My process is this. Right? After I get them to sign and everything, like my whole thing is sign the paperwork and go. You know, you don't want to sit there and linger and give them time to like rethink. Like once you sign, okay, thank you, have a good day, I'm out.
Yeah.
After that, I'll send them a text message. Thank you for, deciding to work with me, so on and so forth. Go to the office, I send the paperwork to my broker and I upload the listing. I have a team that I work with for the most part. And the first thing I do, I write a draft description. Right. So the description, I started out, sent it to a team. They look it over, they revise it, they send it to somebody else, they revise it, then it comes back to me for the final revision, and we do it from there. I'll set up the photography. Right, I have somebody called Johan Alexander. He is dope, expensive, but dope.
Yeah.
Every penny. I've seen him make the crappiest of houses look like they should be in magazines.
Mm-hmm.
He's dope. We'll set it up, the photography. I do a walkthrough 2 hours before to see everything that I need to do. Change light bulbs, wipe down counters, vacuum, sweep, fix beds. Like I fix beds. I wash dishes before. Like, just getting a place ready. We do the photography. It comes back in about 36 to 48 hours. And now it's time to make the cards, like the just listed cards. You circle prospect, you let everybody know from that area that I just listed this property. Is it something I can do for you? Because 9 times out of 10, the people that want to buy in that area know somebody in the area.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you want to kind of go around that. And then it also advertises yourself.
Say that again. It went up?
Yeah. I said, for the most part, when somebody that's going to buy in an area is because somebody else told them about it.
Okay, yeah.
Right? So I'll do things like that. That's also marketing for yourself, because now you're saying, hey, this is my name. I work with this. I just listed your neighbor's property. It's something I can do for you. So you do that. After that, you get ready for the launch. The launch happens. Maybe it takes about 3 weeks for a proper launch, in my opinion, maybe a month. Proper launch. If you don't have that much time, then whatever, you expedite it. After that, it's a broker's open house.
Mm-hmm.
I let every broker know, every important broker know in the area, this is what's happening this day. It's only for your broker. You have a buyer, bring a buyer. But this is for the broker.
So you said you have a broker.
A broker's open house.
Open house. So explain that a little bit.
So only this open house is only for agents and any agent that matters in the area.
Oh, perfect.
This kind of gives you an idea of the opinions that's happening in the area as far as price. They'll tell you if it's priced well or not. They'll tell you, they'll say little comments here and there. I love this, but so on and so forth. This would be great if the wall was down or something like that. So now you have an idea of what to go back and tell your landlord, your seller.
Yeah.
And if they do have somebody that it'll work for, then that kind of cuts down the days on the market. So that'll happen a Thursday of the actual launch. We launch Monday with this open house on that Thursday. Sunday is the community open house. So now this is the open house to the public. I put it on all platforms, open house, Sunday from 12 to 1:30, and then we do that, let it sit on the market and things like that, keep making our phone calls. Within 30 days, if there's crickets, like there's no activity happening, then we have a conversation with the seller.
Okay.
It's time to make an adjustment. Nothing's happening. It doesn't compel, it doesn't sell. So the biggest indicator is always price. Or if it's not
price is the basic. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So if it's not priced correctly, nobody's interested. So that's how you know. So Again, my thing is follow up Monday. So every Monday, I'm going to follow up with them. Good, bad, and indifferent. If I don't have no news, I'll still tell them. Because no seller is going to tell you, hey, you're over communicating with me.
Yeah.
If they have to call you, it's a problem.
Yeah.
I'll call them first, and I'll let them know. Every Monday, I'm going to give you a call. If nothing's happened, I'm going to let you know. If something's happened, I'm going to let you know. If there's a fire happening, I'm going to let you know. You know, that fourth Monday, which will basically mark 30 days, 28 to 30 days, listen, we had to have a meeting. There's nothing happening on the market. We need to make an adjustment. It might be $10,000, it might be 30, it might be 100. It really depends. But we need to make an adjustment. And then you just repeat that cycle. Now, if that's happening, if nothing's happening within a third month, because you typically get 6 months to sell a property.
Yeah.
If nothing's happening within that third month, what I normally do is time for a relaunch. You take new photos, or you have your photographer the first time around take 2 sets of photos. Every bedroom in 2 different angles, the kitchen in different angles, so on and so forth. Here come month 3, it's time to relaunch. You just use set A, now it's time to use set B. B, do the description, launch the property. Now it's going to pop up at the top of the list. It's a street easy, whatever they want to use, and you just redo it again.
Yep. Okay. That's what's up. It's good to hear, just the process, just like
that's my process.
Broken down like that. Broken down. I mean, of course, that's your process, but like just, the basics. But, not everybody, understands the little things that go into, just as far as, the paperwork, like how you said, getting the paperwork right, how many times you have to get that revised, all of that, the photos and all of that, all the little stuff. So it's good to know it. I'm gonna wrap it up real quick because I know you got a busy day. But
sure.
What was what's the most difficult thing in real estate for you personally? Personally, most difficult. Like, what's the thing that gives you the most trouble?
I'll tell you this, right? Anything in real estate, or I want to say in life, is almost as difficult.
Say that again. The mic cut off.
Most things in real estate or even in life are as difficult as you want them to be or allow them to be. Right? So the hardest part about real estate is dealing with people. So that's why you really have to be a people person. Feel me? So you have to wear so many different hats in real estate. You're not just an agent. You're a therapist. You're almost like a doctor, somebody that works in stocks. You're in politics. Like, you have to wear so many hats. You're an interior designer. You're an architect. You're everything. You an exterminator. Like, you're everything. Because so many people need you to do so many different things. And you have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with, okay, I'm dealing with this couple that's getting a divorce right now. And this is very emotional. And I gotta be sensitive to the husband in a certain way. I gotta be sensitive to the wife in a certain way. Also gotta deal with the kids in a certain way. At the same time, this person over here just hit the lottery. So I gotta deal with them a certain way. This person over here just lost their aunt, who they were very close to. I gotta deal with them a certain way. So it's really all of that. That's the difficult part. The marketing and things like that, that's easy. You gotta market each property a little differently. That's the easy part. Once you get that down pat, easy, piece of cake. It's really just dealing with different people within a thing. The attorneys, you got to deal with a certain way, Other agent, if there's another agent involved, you got to deal with them a certain way. But that's easy. The negotiation parts and stuff like that is easy.
Yep. So how would you all right, so, like I'm going into rentals. You sell houses, so of course you're gonna try to find somebody selling a house.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think I should go about it, trying to find rental listings? You know.
Oh, okay. So you say you're in Atlanta, correct?
Yeah.
All
Right
right.
now, I'm in Miami right now, but I'm
Miami, but you're going to be in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
So to find rental listings, honestly, it's really about when you go to the buildings, like the building has like a property manager,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's really getting in contact with the property manager. Talk to the property managers and you say, you know, I work in the area, so on and so forth. I see, like when you're walking by, let's say you're walking by a building, 509 Fifth Street, right? You notice that one of the apartments don't have any shades. It's an empty apartment in there. You'll do the research, who owns the building. Hold them, hey, listen, I noticed that you have a vacant apartment. How can I help?
Mm-hmm.
Things like that. Little owners, like private landlords and things like that. You know, somebody owns a 3-family or a 2-family private house. You know, just, hey, are you thinking about renting? It's really just rubbing shoulders with people.
For sure. Just getting out there. Just getting out there pretty much and just reaching out to as many people as you can. Mm-hmm. Because, you know, that's one of the problems I'm facing right now. I mean, I'm not reaching out to people because I don't have my license yet. But as far as planning wise, that's one of the things that, you know, not scares me. That's one of the things I'm worried about. You know, I'm not more worried about finding students or, you know, faculty that's, you know, trying to find apartments close to campus. Because in college, in a college town or around colleges, most people are not owning houses. You know, most people are renting. You know, if it's a student, they're definitely renting. You know, if it's the basketball coach, he's probably renting too because he might be at another school. You know, in a couple of years. You know, so most people are looking to rent around there. But I'm not worried about, you know, finding I feel like I can get that done. The part that I'm more worried about is about, you know, finding rental listings. You know. So,
well, your company will possibly also have that as well. You know, I say your company will probably have that as well.
Okay.
Your company should have like a bunch of rental listings, like there's something called open listings, right? Okay. Where any agent from any company can show, you know, apartment 4P or something from this building or something like that. So most companies have that, if not all. So that shouldn't be an issue. But if
what do you mean companies about the brokers?
The brokers, yeah.
Okay.
Most brokerages should have that. As far as like getting an exclusive listing, you know, then that's all you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
That's you, again, rubbing shoulders with the right people. Like you gave an example about a coach, right? Now, maybe the coach is renting something, but maybe your coach knows somebody that has a building.
Yeah.
You know, so it's really about everybody within 15 feet of you should know that you are a real estate agent. Everybody within 15 feet. It might come off obnoxious sometimes, whatever. People are going to judge you no matter what. It is what it is, right? Yeah. So everybody within 15 feet of you should know what you do. I'm a real estate agent. I'm in real estate. I help college kids find apartments. That's it. Now you're known for that. That's your niche. And now you're going to start getting known for that because that's your brand and things like that. So now the coach's cousin's wife might have a building with like 15 units that he needs rented. Yeah. You know, that's really what it's about. Rubbing shoulders, talking to people, networking.
Yeah, for sure. Because, yeah, that was definitely one of the things, you know, that I'm locking in on because I know I can get, like, even right now, I'm reaching out to people right now, you know, of course, because, you know, I didn't get my license, but I'm letting people know, you know, in the future if they need it. And, you know, people are reaching back, you know. You know, people need houses now. And I'm like, I don't have my license yet. I'm not doing that, but in the near future, if you need help, I can help you. And but just for instance, if I have my license right now and somebody says, you know, okay, cool, can you give me a spot? Going about that, finding a rental listing, that's the next stop, you know. And I'm not sure what to do about that, but I'm planning and I'm learning more about that.
But again, that's more. You'll learn that when you get to your brokerage.
Yeah.
Because most brokerages want you to start off doing rentals first anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll learn that part with the brokerage. What I can say is always vet your clients, especially on rentals. So you got to know, like, what are they looking for?
Yeah.
Right? The 3 areas they want to live in.
Mm-hmm.
Their budget, the amenities. What does your new apartment look like? You know,
Exactly.
elevator building, washer, dryer, dishwasher. Like, what are you looking for? Pets accepted, so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
To narrow it down.
Yeah.
Most renters don't know what they want. A unicorn.
Say that again.
Most renters don't know what they want.
Yeah.
They want a unicorn. You know,
Everything.
they want everything
Yeah.
for this much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So you got to kind of narrow it down
Mm-hmm.
and let them see the reality of the situation. Like, listen, this is what you can afford. This is what's happening. It may not be the perfect apartment now, but nothing is ever the perfect apartment. You're going to make this the perfect apartment.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and just drill that into them, and that's going to help. But always vet your clients, or you're going to be running around Atlanta, you know, pulling your hair out.
Yeah, for sure. I hear you.
Most definitely.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate this call. It's this dope. This is big time. I just learned a lot. I recorded it. Definitely going to go back and watch it. For sure.
Good thing, man.
Yeah. So I appreciate it, man. I'm definitely going to, keep on watching your stories, and I'm keeping up with you. I see you posting every day, and keep it up, man. Because, feel me, you never know, who you're motivating out there. You never know. Like, feel me?
That's a fact. And listen, as a fellow Black man, you feel me? Like, it's not enough of us in real estate.
Mm-hmm.
Feel me? There's not enough of us being noticed in real estate. So that's the main reason why I'm putting myself out there the way I am, as much as I am, in all these different ways and things like that. So I'm rooting for you all the way from Brooklyn, New York. I'm rooting for you. I want you to be the biggest agent there is in Atlanta.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, it's big time. It's really not a lot of us, because I go. Some of the stuff I'm doing right now is just I go on Instagram and I just basically try to DM everybody that's in real estate. Try to pick everybody's brains. I've been doing this for like 6-7 months now. Like, just trying to pick. You're the first person that I got on a Zoom call. Everybody else, I was just on the phone calling, taking notes, just writing down, just trying to figure out, what was up as far as the real estate stuff. Because when in the beginning you don't know nothing, you don't absolutely nothing. You don't know anything. So,
and the school doesn't teach you anything. The school, listen, class teaches you how to pass the test.
Yeah,
95% of that stuff don't matter.
Yeah, I'm knowing. Like, I realize
in the real business.
That's why I'm trying to teach myself this way. I call people and take notes, figure out, that way. But
you'll learn the most in experience. Prepare yourself. Talk to as much people as possible. You need me, hit me. I'll DM you my number. If you need me, just call me. Any questions, so on and so forth.
Appreciate it, man.
Of course.
That's big time. Big time. Appreciate it.
Just prepare yourself as much as possible. Be patient. Things don't really happen overnight. It can, but typically things don't happen overnight. It's a hard business. It's a discouraging business. It's part damn near thankless. But once you target in on your why, like why you're doing this, that's going to be the thing to pull you through.
Yeah.
That's going to be the thing to pull you through. So as long as you stay diligent, as long as you stay strong-minded, you'll make a ton of money in this business. No hard work goes unpaid, ever.
Appreciate it, man. Hey, appreciate it. It's big time, man. Stay fresh, though. Stay fresh. I always see you with the braids in. Feel me? Got the turtleneck on. Feel you. I should have had the braids in today, too, man. I usually... It's funny because I was watching your... I think it was you was in the interview with Chase, and you were talking about the braids and stuff. And I was just thinking about myself, because I usually have my hair braided, usually. But right now, I couldn't get anybody's Christmas and all that. But usually I have my hair braided in, but feel me? I wanted to look all, feel me, freshed up, feel me?
Nah, it's all good, bro. That's a fact. I'm telling you, that's a big, again, it's not enough of us in real estate, you know. And when we do get into real estate, we feel like we gotta cut our hair off. We feel like we gotta be whitewashed and things like
Say
that.
that again. Say that again. I'm sorry.
Yeah. When we do get into real estate, right? Us of color, we feel like we gotta cut our hair off. We feel like we gotta be whitewashed. We feel like we gotta talk, you know, hey, how's it going? And things like that. When you know, we can be ourselves. You know, you can have the fade, you can have the Caesar, whatever you want to say, and people still not want to work with you.
Yeah.
You know, so it's best be yourself. You can only be the best you. So if you got braids, do your thing. You got a fro, you got dreads, you got whatever, be yourself. People will respect you way more, way more. You want people to like you for you.
Yeah.
Period. That's it. You know, I'll hate somebody to like me for acting like somebody else.
Yeah.
You know, like that's stressful.
Yeah. You should say that's stressful.
Stressful. I gotta keep acting like that person as long as I'm dealing with you. Like, nah.
Yeah.
I'll rather be me. If you don't like me, you don't like me.
Yeah.
You don't like me because I got braids, I don't want to work with you.
Yep. Feel you. Feel that. 100%, bro. Appreciate it, man. This is big time. Appreciate it.
Of course, man. Hit me if you need anything, man.
Yep. Appreciate it, man.
Of course. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too, man. Have a blessed day.
Likewise.
Yep.